Man, probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. Like I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah. All you got to do is push the back button. That's all you got to do is push the back button.
Try not to think about the future too much so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
Good morning. How everybody out there doing today? It's your boy, Coach Lee. Welcome to the Fantasy Football Insight Show. Sunday morning. Hopefully, y'all set your clocks backwards and took advantage of that hour. If not, you was early this morning. If you did, you was right on time like you are right now. Well, anyhow, man, thanks for hanging out with your boys today. Before we get the show started, we got to bring the crew on that you're going to be hanging with today. First off, incognito, man. Uncle Leroy, the main man from last night's extravaganza. How you doing today?
Hey, man, I'm a little in slow motion, man. I got the coffee brewing. Shout out to the missus, man. She cooking breakfast. But yeah, this your dude, Uncle Leroy. Don't say the Leroy without the junior. And yes, sir, we back on this Sunday on the Fantasy Insight live show, man. Like, it's good to be back here, man. Like I'm telling you, it's good to be back. But
already,
yeah, we got more people hanging out with us, don't we?
That's what Lil Birdie told me.
Oh shit. Joining the crew. Let's switch it up. Let's bring on Jake, not with State Farm, man. Where you at? Let's get him up here, man.
How we doing today? I'm glad. It looks like we got the full crew today. It's gonna be a great Sunday.
Shit, man. And man, shout out to the name, man. I love it. Jake, not from State Farm. Don't get it confused. So man,
I got my moniker now. I'm happy.
Hey, I like that. You know, so if Jake's calling you, you know it's not about it's not about insurance. It's about fantasy freaking football and sports. But man, let's get our main guy up here, man. Let's get two, man. Let's get him in the building, man. Let's get him on it. What's up, two?
Yeah, I don't appreciate being on live, but I guess we're heavyweight champion of the world, you know what I'm saying? The Bulls is coming in, but we a third in the Bulls, and you make them, you know what I'm saying? Acknowledge me, you know what I'm saying?
You are the king, man. What's up?
What's going on with y'all? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, man.
Wine and bread, baby. Wine and bread. You know what I'm saying? First Sunday, November.
Oh, okay. So you talking about communion, huh? All right, shoot. Okay.
Then we on here, you know what I'm saying? Communion. Hopefully I don't get backlash, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, the internet don't go crazy.
Because, man, look, we got lawyers and judges on our team. So just remember, don't say shit. Look and smile.
Man, that's so hey, I don't know about y'all. Well, you know what? Me and two know today's our bye week. So two, I'm gonna ask you, man, other than not watching the greatest franchise on earth play today, what you got up for Sunday?
Guess I gotta watch the rest of these crappy ass games. Bye week, so I'm gonna treat it like a bye week, Watch whatever I need to watch. I told Jake this morning I hope the whole NFC fries today. Got a couple RIP games as I'm calling them. We make our picks later in the show. I'll let you know what my RIP games are today. That's teams that's potentially playoff bounds are gonna end today. They're not
that early, week 9. Okay.
Wow.
Jake, what you got up for today?
I got a few people coming over for the football games today. Other than that, really just chilling. Got had to recover from yesterday. I got off work, stayed up a little later than I should have, went to sleep, woke up, and saw that Bama was about to throw this game. That was awesome.
I think a lot of people enjoyed that.
It's fantastic.
Yes, I was one of them, and I picked LSU to win too. Sorry, just wanted to throw that out there.
The knowledge. Yeah, no, like I said earlier on the sound check, pre-screen, all that stuff, is I will never understand why these people are tearing down goalposts. Kansas beat Oregon State, I believe it was, and they just said, take down the field goal post now. I get it, you're unranked, you beat a ranked team, but Jesus, you're going to get a big old fine for that. You saw how much Tennessee got fined for that.
Facts.
Yeah, but it's so easy to just put the goalposts right back in. So, I mean, at the end of the day, they're going to keep taking them. And they know it's an easy method. It's an easy method for the team to put back together. I mean, the bad thing is the money, but hey, all these college kids that are on campus, I mean, a lot of them could be on scholarship, a lot of them can't. But, that's what the college fan is, man. What more? You can't even have that excitement in the NFL. That's the last true time to have excitement is in college football. So, hey, I'm all for taking the goalposts. So
you're not wrong. Kansas at least took it down, left it on the field. Tennessee took it somewhere. I don't know where they took it. It went through the tunnel, out on campus. It went somewhere, but it did not stay on the field.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Oh man.
Good morning, Jamie. Good morning.
What you got up for the day?
Man, hey, I'm got a couple teams that's struggling, So I was hit hard with the bye weeks this week. So, I'm be in here, get my voodoo doll, you know what I'm saying, poking it and sacrificing some things to see if I can pull off some wins. So everyone who's going to be tuning in, I got some very good stretches that I think might help out people that that was hit hard by the bye this week, like myself. So we should be able to have a good show.
No doubts, no doubts. I myself, I will be cleaning out my garage for the fall season. Tuning in to a couple of games. No football. Yeah, man. I might tune in a little bit, but I'm definitely gonna catch me some NBA games today.
Yeah, definitely catch some NBA. Starts off with my struggling 2-6 Los Angeles Lakers playing against one of the hottest teams in the NBA right now, and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Shout out to the Cavs. Great addition with Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, that team, that potentially could be the Eastern Conference sleeper if everything goes in well.
Well, speaking of goes in well, let's go ahead and get started. Injury updates this morning.
Definitely, Jamie. With all these injuries, I'm looking forward to the bye week next week. Yeah, man, got to get through the struggle of the bye weeks, man. Most important thing in football, and actually, too, I'll keep it real with you, sometimes is what I look at. You know what I'm saying? One of the little things you look at when you're drafting teams and plays, you know what I'm saying? And the strength is, you got the waiver wire and stuff, but especially for your important plays, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Let's get into this fancy insight. Chattanooga, you know what I'm saying? We got people banged up, so let's get some injuries written up over here. See what we got on the board.
So, first guy today, I have to say, I used to be able to count on him, but he has been a disappointment this year. I think he's done, and that's one Mark Ingram II. He is out for the Monday night game with a knee injury. How he got a sprained MCL. So how impactful is that going to be on the Saints' chances on winning Monday night, Unc?
Shit, he's a second running back. So I mean, his time of actually being a focal point of the offense is surpassed. So I think we'll be able to recover from him. He's just maybe like the third down and goal line back. But as long as Alvin Kamara is able to play, we'll be fine.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's a blow to them. It's a blow just because what the value that Ingram has given the Saints throughout the course of his career. But as Unc just said, as long as you got Kamara, all you need somebody to be behind him, and they should be decent going into the game. It shouldn't change. I mean, how much they win by, how much they lose by. The Saints still go into that game in somewhat good shape tomorrow.
It looks like we got our first question of today. Shout out to Anthony. Who should I start, Lamar or Tua?
The high hands would tell you. The high hands would probably tell you Tua. You know, we've seen Chicago, give up points to New England. We've seen how many points Dallas got off from last week. So Miami should be able to favorably move the ball down the field and get some good points. I mean, it's in Chicago, but I mean, it's a nice day outside. Throughout the eastern section of the world. So, hey, I would take Tua over Lamar. Shout out to that Saints defense. I think it'll be another rough one for Lamar and the boys. Though, Lamar and them should win, but I would take Tua.
Yeah, I'm with them. I'm taking Tua on that one. I last week, and this isn't because I'm a Lamar hater. He just ain't putting up the points this year. He's had like 2 or 3 maybe breakout games, and we're in week 9 here. And for him being such a top-rated quarterback and people taking him as early as the 3rd, 4th round because of what he could produce, I ended up trading him away last week for Patrick Mahomes just because he wasn't doing anything. So, yeah, I'm starting Tua, especially with those receivers he's got that don't drop balls. You're going to get more from the passing yards instead of running the entire game.
I like Tua. I was big on Tua just because of his weapons and the fact that he can make the throws. But you just got to be cautious here because against really good defenses, he struggled. Against Buffalo back in week 3, he's only threw for 186 yards. Cincinnati, 110. And of course, he conquered, defenses that really weren't good against quarterbacks. So, I would take Tua with caution because Chicago is ranked 22nd against the pass, but just like Tu said, you got to ride the hot hand. But with Lamar, he's too question marks. So I would go with Tua as well. I have to go with y'all on that one. I'll go with Tua.
That's fair enough. I would probably say I would go with Tua as well. Looking at I just peeked in and looked at the points given up a game. The Saints against Lamar, even though the Saints not having the years that we're accustomed to, the defense is still stout. And then Chicago, like I mentioned earlier, they've given them some big points. So the opportunity is there no matter if they're on the road or at home. So I definitely would go with Tua. He's got a full complement of receivers, and he should be ready to go. So hopefully that helps you out, Anthony.
Yeah, as long as it's not cold. Is that hard? Going out there in Chicago?
It's that time of year.
Oh,
very pretty.
Definitely that time of year.
54 degrees. 54 degrees with a high 61. It should be around 56 around that time.
No rain or anything in the forecast?
No rain in the forecast. Zero chance.
Be good to go then.
No noise today.
You should be able to start Tua with confidence, despite the
that part. Next up, we got James Robinson. So I think this has been updated. So if I'm mistaken, Josh, you said that he's actually out today.
Let me check that.
I hear someone just got the ESPN update.
It's probably Jake.
But as of
it's for my it's for my fantasy hockey. Didn't mean to get everyone all excited about that. My bad.
James Robinson will play today. He was initially added to the injury earlier today, but it says he will be playing against the Bills today, despite that mishap.
Okay. This guy here has been out for a minute. James Conner with the Cardinals. He's expected to play today. How big of an impact would it be on that offense? That seem like they're starting to find the rhythm.
Great impact, and that's what you got to find right now. In the NFC West, where teams are trying to find the momentum and find some gathering. They had injuries, they had suspensions. More injuries. So it's kind of good right now. You got Conner, you got Hop back, and you're kind of getting in full sync a little bit. You don't got Brown yet. You'll have him again soon. He ain't out for the season. So right now, you're playing Seattle, who's first in your division. Yeah, it's good for this offense getting James Conner back. Benjamin, did his good diligence, but yeah, you need James over there.
Yeah, I mean, like Two said, I'm with it. You know, I was one who ran to the waiver wires and picked up, Benjamin in all my leagues. Because they started finding continuity. So this messes up the continuity of things. So with James coming back, so yeah. And for fantasy football owners like me, it's like, God damn, now I got to bench this guy because there's too many mouths to feed out there in Arizona. So yeah, it's a big blow. Fantasy football lives matter.
Yes. Put it on the t-shirt.
Hey, man, be on to something there. STWF exclusive, baby.
Limited run.
Let's see. Anthony's guy, he said, this shows your answer will determine their future with my team. Is K. Allen or Waller playing today? Actually, that's the next person that's up. Darren Waller is unlikely to play today.
Unlikely to play today. And Keenan Allen will not play today. That was announced earlier in the week. So
Correct.
no Keenan, officially no Dan Waller for the Raiders. And this is just another case of, what's going on. We heard Waller was on the trade block, supposedly.
Yeah, Green Bay.
Off from last week. So it's kind of shaky of what's going on. Sometimes like, is the player really hurt to an extent, or it's just is he not feeling the scheme or the offense or the way it's flowing? We don't know. They need him on the field. Devastating blow wide for the Raiders and their offense. Fantasy-wise, it opens up for guys like Hollins and, Jacobs continues to have a bulk of the load. And hopefully we can see Devontae Adams side today because we didn't see nothing last week. It was a terrible showing. Overall, this stinks for all fantasy guys who thought Waller was one of those top tight ends that you can just take, start your draft off, and he's sitting at the crib.
He's. Yeah, I mean, I want to hit that. Gotcha, bitch. He's another one because that's how I felt that in the first round. A lot of people like some kind of I was on auto. Well, I had the option. I had to pick Mark Andrews, but at the time, like, damn, should I pick Mark Andrews with my first pick or should I pick Darren Waller? So I picked Andrews, and I'm glad that. Yeah.
I was about to say, yeah, we were talking about that earlier in the season, like at least over a month ago. When my wife had asked a question, and Uncle Leroy was like, if you're dropping any of those players, trust me, I'm picking them up. And Darren Waller was one of them because he said he's like a first, second round pick. And this is what he's produced this year. Someone should have got him in the 8th round if we would have known that this is what his whole year was going to be. I mean, he's been completely of a wasted draft pick for a lot of people, I guarantee it.
Yes. And it's funny because someone dropped him up. And waiting soon as them to have a good game, just like Anthony say, trade.
Trade, definitely.
Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, fam. That says we appreciate you tapped in.
Appreciate you.
Good morning to you. We already gave that answer, but if you wasn't here, we'll let you go shortly. We'll let you know. We all go on tour here at the house. You know what I'm saying? The house is on tour, but Unc said with precaution in his state, but he's still going to go tour. But yeah, we're going to ride that. Yes, Jamie, he's out again. Waller, out again. Goddamn. Michael Thomas right now. And, yeah, that's the way he's dancing right now. So, devastating blow.
So, next up, this guy seemed like he just can't get healthy this year, and it started out promising. DeAndre Swift with a shoulder and ankle injury is likely to play, but will be on a pitch count with a limited role.
Even with a limited role, he can still produce a lot because he came back last week and he didn't do that bad for fantasy users. It's just like you said, he just can't stay healthy. And if he is getting Steven Strasburg, then isn't allowed to play to his full capacity, there's no way I'm starting the guy if I got I keep forgetting his first name. I think it's Javonte Williams. I would play Williams over Swift in a fantasy league just because Williams has been having good game after good game for the last couple of weeks. So it's going to be a major impact if you're in one of them 12, 14-man leagues because there's not many running backs to go around in the league. And someone's probably already got Williams on the bench because someone thought they had the starter in Swift.
True.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry, go ahead, too.
Nope. Go ahead. I was
just gonna say, the Lions are an interesting team. They showed early in the season that they had the capabilities to not only give up a lot of points and yards, but to give it out as well. And it just seems like, from a fantasy standpoint, I don't know if it's the scheme that they're running or it's the actual talent of it. Which one would y'all assess to the success they've had thus far? Even though their record doesn't say that.
I'll say it's just the fantasy way of life. It's the fantasy way of life. They're a bad team that goes down in games, and in those games, you're gonna pick up yards. You're gonna pick up yards. You know what I'm saying? And they played. It's like you go on the football field. You got your first 15 or 20 plays. You kind of know what you're gonna do. Detroit Lions in the first 3 or 4 games. That's exactly what they displayed. And then now it's like they don't have nothing else for the season. Will the rest of the season be good for them? Who knows? They got blood today. And they got a man that's been in the scrutiny in the halls and his football team has. And they coming to town. And Detroit better be ready.
I'm going to say it's the Hard Knocks curse. Every team that's been on Hard
it's true.
They come out and they have high expectations and then they crash and burn.
Yeah, every time. Every time. That's why nobody's clamoring to get on it like they used to back in the day.
Facts.
This one, you know what? It's down the line discussion, but Gus Edwards with a hamstring is officially doubtful for Monday night for the Ravens. Is there something in the water up in Baltimore where they can't keep a healthy running back?
Yes, it's called Lamar Jackson.
They all cold because they don't get to rock that much.
Freaking touchdowns. Within 5 yards of the goal line, he's going to run the ball.
They cursed. Their running backs, they had what? 5 running backs hurt last year? And about 3 of them were season-ending injuries. Like, the bounce back is real tough, especially in the situation they have when they carry a boatload of running backs. You know what I'm saying? And even if Lamar was just a regular running back, you still have too many running backs. So, therefore, there's not enough time. The Ravens need to fix that problem. You got Lamar that can run the ball already. You don't need 3 or 4 running backs. You know what I'm saying? And this is what carries the injuries now this year, I feel. Is the fact that, and coming back, when he came back in week 7, he had 2 touchdowns. I mean, at the end of the day, the running backs are cursed. Those guys are cursed. And you're seeing a lot of running backs get hurt and them not come back to be their usual selves.
And that's unfortunate.
I want to say that because the thing, if you do it the first time, like, all right, it's a mistake. But if you're doing it the second time, like, all right, you don't know better. But if you're doing it consistently, that is what you do. And that's what the Baltimore Ravens do. Every year they keep a carousel of running backs. And it seemed like, is it because of Lamar Jackson? I mean, why is it that they are the only team that have so many number 1 running backs on their roster? So, like I said, I think it's just that system. I think it's the Lamar Jackson syndrome.
I would definitely agree.
But we'll see after Kenyon Drake gets hurt today. I mean,
wow.
Yeah, what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's kind of jacked up.
Cringeworthy. We got, let's see.
Let me change that to a conditional if.
Now, this one is kind of interesting. You got Cordell Patterson is going to be activated from IR for Sunday. Obviously, he's with his, they're playing against the Chargers. What do you think his fantasy impact will be? Because he hadn't played since week 4.
Yeah, this is kind of like a question. I mean, I picked up the guy Huntley, which I feel like he's been doing the thing. So I'm going to keep him in God's standing. But I mean, yeah, for how they draw up Patterson on the field, it could have impact on a few of their position guys. I don't know how much, but it definitely will. him coming back, and like I said, he's gonna run the football. We're gonna pass it to him. So it does it. But I'm gonna go with my hound, especially being on the bye week and keeping the guys that I had in before they made him a start.
Right.
Hey, I am one to take credit, so I do appreciate. Let's get Chris comment up here.
Oh, where's that? Oh, I'm sorry, Uncle Junior, I got you.
Yeah, appreciate. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't overlooked. That's it.
Sorry, call you Jets last year. Now Jets kicking behind. I mean, hey, Unc ain't no scientist. This the way football is, and if you haven't got it in the last few years, then you need to study more football. You analyze the game. You don't only analyze your favorite teams, but you analyze, especially those teams down the bottom. You analyze what they're doing. You analyze who they're bringing in. And, I called Miami last year, but, I mean, people are not going to tell me, like the same time is like, if you analyze the game and stuff like that, you see stuff like that coming. So shout out to that. But there's a lot of people too that mean that. But Chris, I said, hold on, Chris, you should give me a shout out. I told you the Bengals wasn't going to be as good this year, and everybody yelled at me like I was like hating, and I'm right again.
Oh man!
Shout out to you, Chris.
Hopefully
man.
You're doing well. You know what I'm saying? Avid fan of the group, avid fan of the podcast. Shout out to you.
Appreciate you, man.
Refer.
Donald Parham Jr. with a hamstring has been placed on injury reserve of the Chargers. Shout out to him. He's a former XFL player for the Renegades.
Yes, sir.
XFL start back up
in February.
Yes, sir. Can't wait. Got me thinking I might have to go get me some season tickets. I want to be a baller.
Be tapped in. We gonna be
shot caller. 20-inch blaze on the Impala.
Hey, the candy paint. I've been in Texas too long.
And, this next one, I'm kind of feeling some type of way about this one. Alan Lazard, shoulder, questionable to play Sunday.
Hey,
he ain't been healthy. He either gonna have a good game or he ain't playing.
Hey, yes. Now this is one of my reaches. Pick up Sammy Watkins. That's my
really.
Yeah, that's my reach for today because even if Alan Lazard plays, he's not going to be as effective. So in veterans, what veterans are expected to do? Step up. So and that's what they brought Sammy Watkins in there for veteran leadership. So I think Sammy should have a good game. That's who I'm playing.
Just got the update on Twitter straight from Shefty. Darren Waller is definitely not playing. Zach Moss is not playing. Josh Reynolds is not playing. And Bills linebacker Matt Milano is also out for Sunday. And James Robinson is playing.
Really?
Oh, we didn't even know that.
Yeah, I told y'all James Robinson was playing.
I know. That.
Jets cover the spread today.
I'm just saying what the updates that come up on the iPad. I'm making sure that we're all up to date. I'm not trying to get any extra insight for Uncle Leroy because every time I give an update, he's like, "Well, let me check this app real quick and get this on my team real quick."
That is true. Let's get Anthony's question or statement. He says, "Sir, when has Sammy stepped up for the Packers?" That's true.
Hey,
but that's the question. What'd you say?
Once a year, Sammy's gonna have a Sammy. He has a Sammy game. Once a year, Sammy Watkins has a Sammy game.
Agreed.
Hey, if you ever reached it today,
how old is this cat?
Huh?
How old is he?
Sammy Watkins is. We're gonna find out how old Sammy is right now. Sammy,
because he came out before Deshaun, and Deshaun been playing for a minute now.
Sammy Watkins is 29 years old.
That's an old 29.
Yeah. When Clemson was getting on the map, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Things is getting on the map. You know what I'm saying? He's the pioneer over there. Shout out to Sammy. But nah, Sammy has a game once a year where he has a stat line that's like, okay, Sammy doing something. So if Unk's reaching for that today could be the day because nobody's talking about it. People like Unk study the game. So he's looking at that one time of year when Sammy balls out.
Exactly. Now you seeing my strategy. My systems guy.
I ain't mad at you because Sammy does that once a year. You're gonna get Santa Claus once a year.
So this next person, he's cleared to play for Week 9, but I want to ask you guys, is the decline real, and is he on his way out? And that's one. Aaron Rodgers had a thumb injury. He was limited in practice on Friday, but he got taken off the official injury report. And I bring him up to preface that is he's actually, as far as fantasy impact, he's ranked at number 18. I don't know if I've seen him that low in quite some time. So is it because is it offensive scheme? Is it because he's on the decline, or is it a combination of both?
It's a combination of both.
I think he is about to be 40, right?
Yep, it's a combination. It's a combination of both for sure. We need to watch out in these next two games. Detroit, and then you got Dallas next week. Dallas is off a bye. And you have to just pay attention to this because these are two teams that Aaron has dominated over the course of his career. And even with the decline at his age, when you look at those teams on the schedule, you're going to feel like you're going to bring your best those games. So I want to see how he performs today against the Lions and the Cowboys next week because these could be two games that people all of a sudden just starts paying Aaron back on the paper, if he performs. But we don't know yet, because then team and everything that's going on, receivers, man, going. Their defense is kind of like the team the thing that was supposed to get them close and keep them close was the defense. They're not playing good. So
I'm gonna say that, and and it's great because this prefaces my point with why I'm reaching with Sammy Watkins because we're asking about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers' record versus the Lions, he's 18-6. So one thing I had to learn when going against the freaking Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Giants, because I was like, oh yeah, y'all, the Giants gonna win. The thing is the overall stat. Dallas owns the New York Giants. They've never beat them. So that's what I'm going off of. You know what I'm saying? Like Aaron Rodgers knows these guys. He's confident. He's going out there in a wheelchair like, I can throw for 1,000 yards against the Lions.
You said in a wheelchair.
Wheelchair. And sit back and throw for 1,000 yards.
Yeah, he'll play the cute moves and start using his left arm instead of his right arm to throw the ball.
So
I'm sorry.
Lazard's healthy. Sorry, I just seen that.
Okay, he is healthy. Good. Thanks for that trade, by the way. Appreciate that.
Hey, I like to do right by people.
Jarvis Landry is limited as of Friday. Game time decision with an ankle injury. Has it been a disappointment for y'all?
Yes. But, it's like, I think that's what happens with all hometown heroes. They just want to come back to be a hero, like a namesake that they can sell tickets off of. Shout out to Bruce Eugene, who we've, interviewed, and he mentioned how the Saints tried to upsell him as a hometown hero. Right. Barely got the game, but they just wanted, him to sell tickets. So I think that was just this reach here. But I'm reaching as well because this is another one of my game reach. Shout out to Marquez Callaway. Because, Thomas, we all know he's not going to be playing. And Landry, even if he does play, how is he going to be able to plant that foot? How is he going to be able to make all the routes? So, Marquez Callaway, if y'all, once again, coach like myself that was hit hard with these bye weeks, that's another reach.
Yeah, these bye weeks are brutal, boy. I don't know what I was thinking.
Shoot, I'm reaching big this week. I had to George Kittle's out, and like I said, I threw everything in the kitchen sink out for George Kittle. I'm playing whoever the Saints tight end is this week. I forgot his name. I'm being honest. I don't know who it is.
Taysom Hill?
No, I feel a little safer if I had Taysom Hill, but no, let me see. Who is it?
But
it's
Jawan Johnson in some leagues as a tight end.
Yeah, I think he is. He might be listed.
Taysom Hill right here. Jawan Johnson.
He's a converted receiver. He's pretty good, but we just, of course, don't have a quarterback that can get him the ball.
Well, he's supposed to break out to say, or this is what it's saying. He's got a 27% chance of breaking out and getting over 11 points. I'll take it. He had 20 points against Arizona with 2 TDs.
Yeah,
he's a chance this.
Good. Shout out to that Fantasy Network tuning in from YouTube. It says they say Jawan for the tight end for the New Orleans Saints.
Jawan.
Oh,
thank you.
I'm looking at your Saints. Y'all not that bad on offense this year. Y'all are ranked 4th in yards and ranked 8th in points.
You know, when you used to ride, gallivanting on this high, horse.
The high octane.
Yeah, bro. It's like, God damn, this car ain't running right. It's like you got to go get the spark plugs checked out because something ain't right.
DJ Moore. DJ Moore, Lazard, or Drake London.
I still think the Saints shouldn't have given up Alex Anzalone on the defensive side because he was really good at linebacker for you guys, and now he's playing for the Lions.
Agreed.
So he said Lazard, Moore, or London. So Green Bay's playing Detroit. Atlanta's playing San Diego, right?
Yep, Atlanta's playing San Diego.
And
Marcus Mariota.
Look, I think after last week, I think DJ Moore is the hot start strictly because he's a little embarrassed and he wants to come back and make a restatement. I still believe he single-handedly lost in that game, even though the field goal kicker missed it twice. If he wouldn't have thrown that helmet, it wouldn't have been a 48-yard field goal, and I think the game would have been game, set, match right there.
Yeah.
But I'm starting DJ Moore, not because any namesake or nothing, but I think he's going to come out and try to make another statement because he's like, I embarrassed myself and my team last week. I'm going to come out and do all I can to make sure this game's won. And the quarterback they got playing, Walker, he's fun to watch. I like him.
They're playing the trash bingo, so I mean it's all favorable for DJ Moore today.
Well, hey,
I'm
all right, look,
London,
hold on. I let me defend that. The only reason I'm scared of that is the fact that Cheetah Bay Awuzie is out for the season, I believe now, and Eli Apple, I think he's hurt, which is helpful. So we are relying on Mike Milton or Hilton, whatever his name is, and some rookie. I think they need to let Daxton Hill get a start at corner, even though I know he's a safety. Play corner. Let Jesse Bates run the deep threat, but no, the Panthers are not winning today. Don't play me like that.
Yeah, I'm with you. Lazard. Like I said, Lazard is going to win because Aaron Rodgers owns the Detroit Lions. And DJ Moore, I dropped him last week. And one thing you said is true. PJ Walker is fun to watch because he's an XFL quarterback. And that's it. So, I don't want to put high expectations on him because they are one of my division foes. But, I'll go Lazard.
Fair enough. And we're going to look at these. Let me see. We've got about 4 more we're going to take a look at before we go to our first break for the day. But one Julio Jones, he's practiced a full practice. He's expected to play today. Is he worth the investment?
I almost bit that bait. It was good to see him get a touchdown last week, but with the decline of that offense and and Brady, he's hard to trust. Too many mouths to feed.
True that.
Julio, yeah.
What's this question we got?
Algier versus the Chargers or Carter versus the Bills? 2 interesting running backs. You had Cordell Patterson coming back, so may affect Algier a little bit. James Robinson playing, but Michael Carter should still get touches. I would go
I don't know if I like Carter going up against that Bills defense.
Because the Chargers defense is going to allow something to the Falcons. They're going to allow something. I'm not too sure the Jets, after we see what the Patriots did to them last week, Buffalo, may give them some problems. But I'm gonna go Carter against the Bills. I'm gonna just go. Let's go Carter against the Bills. I anything Cardell Patterson, he's gonna take away. So yeah.
Man, I feel the shots fired today, Taquan. I don't know what I did to you. I'm taking Carter versus the Bills today, actually.
Yeah, I didn't do anything to you, man. I'm just letting you know.
Oh, really? Hey, yeah, the Bengals are losing today. Did you see what he did to the Patriots last week? Yeah, I haven't even said nothing bad about the Cowboys this week.
No, I said what the Patriots did to the Jets last week. I was giving the Patriots a compliment.
Hey, look, it's all right. When the postseason comes, the Cowboys are going to be sitting right where they're at right now on their couches.
On a bye, number 1 seed. Yeah,
Devontae Adams had an illness, but he's supposed to play today.
Flu game?
I don't know. Derek Carr's got a bad back.
Derek Carr's got a bad everything.
The backup's coming to play today.
Who is their backup?
A Patriot. Ain't the former Patriot?
Oh, they got a. Oh man, I forgot his name. But yeah, he's the kid from LSU. I remember.
Hold on, I'm about to check that.
Shit.
He wore number 4 while he was there. Dang, what was his name?
Hold on. I got it right here, man. Was it Jason Stidham?
Yes, it's Stidham.
Stidham about to play today. That's my reach. That's gonna be.
Hey, he looked good in preseason, so I mean, he might do better than Derek Used Car. We'll see.
Used car. So we're gonna take our first break, and we're gonna come back for the second segment where we're gonna do start 'em and sit 'em. Y'all hold on to your butts. Be right back by 15-20.
What's up, world? Kyrie Robinson, man. New Orleans Saints veteran. Hey, man, make sure you guys go check out my guy, man, STWF, the media, man. Check them guys out. Y'all want to get sports talks with players, with fans, anything like that, man, go check them guys out, man. That's the place to be if you want to talk sports. Who that nation?
Just like that, we're back at it like we're mad at it. Start 'em and sit 'em for this week. Right off the bat, I got to question this. The start of the week for the quarterbacks, Justin Fields against Miami. How y'all feeling about that? Miami, which is ranked 27th against quarterbacks, but it's quarterbacks though. Fields is like a baby Lamar right now.
This matchup is based on the favorable in terms of Miami's back end. They haven't been the best. I mean, they bring an interior guy though, and Chubb on the Broncos, so it's kind of tough. But this is fool's gold. I can't deal with Justin Fields as a starter of the week. I can't do that. And if he does fall out today, it's a hoop to him, and I was wrong. But I'm going to sit here and say that I'm correct when I say this is fool's gold.
Yeah, I'm agree with you on that. Because I think, honestly, it's like they're only giving Justin Fields high praise, high start because of they don't want to give it to Tua. Because Miami defense is pretty decent against the pass. Now, honestly, they're worse against the run. So I think inversely, the running back's going to have a big game. But yeah, clearly, I'm not starting Justin Fields as a start of the week. That's a farther reach than Sammy Watkins.
I would agree with that, So we're going to look at the QBs to start. I'm going to give you guys the 4 quarterbacks. Let me know if y'all agree or disagree. We got obviously Tua. We got Kirk Cousins, A-Rod, and Geno Smith?
Yes, maybe no.
Yes, maybe no. Okay, no on Geno, really?
No, not against Arizona. Their backfield, their corners and their safeties, they're just too good at spot, and I'm having a hard time wanting to play DK today.
I say, you know what's crazy? I'm gonna go. I would start Tua definitely. I told anybody that today. We all did, and I'm gonna say no. No, I can't say no on Kirk Cousins. I got him in fantasy, man, but I feel like this game in Washington today, especially with Heineke on the other side against the the game is in Washington today. You know what I'm saying? Kirk Cousins really has to do his thing today. This is his former team.
I think Chase Young is back too today.
So yeah, Kirk Cousins may be a maybe. I'm not gonna say no, but he's a maybe. Aaron Rodgers has to be. Like this is a team that you got. The 40-year-old guy, almost 40-year-old guy, needs to come back and sing at least for 1 week. Geno Smith. I'm going to just keep riding with Geno Smith the way he's been going. You know, manageable quarterback. You know, going to give you manageable points. Jake, that defense in the game, the way these two teams play, Arizona and Seattle, could be a low-scoring affair. You know, so Geno could struggle a bit. But I'll put him on the regular. I wouldn't say not completely start. You know, the offense is going to be the same just about every week. So yeah, unless Arizona is gonna pick him off like 4 times, I think Geno should have it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I think Geno's been playing crazy this year, really, really good. And I just looked at his stats. It's kind of unbelievable. He's thrown 14 touchdowns and only has 3 interceptions. I mean, he's playing super smart. He's going against a defense that's ranked 29th against the quarterback, which I didn't know that stat either. I thought these corners were a lot better in Arizona. But he's – all right, I switch it from a no to a maybe. All 4 of these quarterbacks are good to play against who they're playing against because Rodgers is going against the team he's dominated. Geno's playing lights out. Kirk's got great receivers, and he's going against Washington, which anybody and everybody should beat Washington every time they play him. And, I mean, Tua speaks for itself. He's playing great this year, so – yeah, I'm sticking with that.
Kirk gonna say you like that, man. Hey,
you like that? You like that?
You like that, man. You riding through, man. Going back home today, man. Team that forced gave him the love for the NFL. So yeah, shout out to the Stardom QBs. And we know with that comes Siddums and all middle of the pack guys. So while we over there, we got sleepers. We got Lawrence, in Jacksonville, been struggling. You got Tyler Heineke, and we just spoke about it. You know what I'm saying? He puts that spark back up in the Commanders. And you got Marcus Mariota from Atlanta playing against the LA Chargers. So which of those guys would be your sleeper if you had to choose one?
I go with Mariota. I'm going Mariota because Trevor Lawrence has just been stinking up the joint the last 2 weeks, or maybe even 3. He had 2 straight good weeks for a fantasy football quarterback, and now he's lost every bit of his footing. And I wanted to go with Heineke because he's got good chemistry with everybody on the team that he plays with. It's really hard to pick anything Washington. So I'm going Mariota because, surprisingly enough, Mariota's been playing very well this year himself. I mean, sitting with 13 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, getting close to 1,500 yards on the year so far. I mean, he's really not all that bad. So that's my sleeper.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You said sleeper. So yeah, I'm going with Heineke. I don't even know why Heineke's on the sit, but yeah, he should be starting. I'm starting Heineke.
I like Heineke too.
I'm gonna give young Trevor another chance. I'm gonna give young Trevor another chance today. I think this is a definitely favorable game. If you can't score points against this Raiders defense, then I don't know what to say to you.
Yeah, they talking to a Saints fan. They gave us our spark back, so that's why I was in one league. I was started all day players. I had the tight end, Christian Kirk, Marvin Jones Jr. I mean, I had their whole offense.
Definitely. All day. You got the QBs to sit. Matthew Stafford, Rams. Jared Goff of the Detroit Lions. Derek Hurtback Carr of the Raiders. And the bus alert of the week, Tom Brady.
Yes to all of those.
Yes to all of those. Well, I have to say, one of these QBs today in that Tampa Rams game is gonna play. Not crazy, but one of them gonna play. This is my RIP game today. One of my RIP games. Buccaneers versus Rams, because whoever loses this game today, and even though
you gotta think the Bucks in that division though.
No, but we gotta start. Real talk. We have to. Though they definitely still have a chance to win the division. I can't kind of start. I have to see them in a different light. I can't just see them as, oh well, this team's gonna make the playoffs still because they're playing in the South. No, because eventually it's either you good or you not, and they don't look good. But they have a game against a Rams team who doesn't look good either. And the last thing any of these teams want to do is lose to one another. Especially how last year's playoff game went last year. Yeah, this is an RIP game today. Whoever loses this game today ain't making the playoffs. We're going to see Atlanta or the Saints probably make it in, depending on what goes on today.
Hey, I told you from the dump, the Saints in there. That's why we said who that. And yes, sir.
Not on plastic surgery today. Stafford and Brady. Insane. Hey, running back position, man. Running backs, hot commodity. You know what I'm saying? You got to get them fast. There ain't a lot of them there. You know what I'm saying?
Someone asked me, like, why is it I always give advice on running backs? And I told them weeks ago, like, hey, because that's how you win leagues.
That's how you win leagues. The running back position, man. So running backs to start. We won't name this guy. You know, we'll take him off the list because Miles Sanders did play the other day. But we're going to go to the other ones. Devontae Foreman for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Mozart from the Miami Dolphins. Jamal Williams of the Lions. Antonio Gibson of the Commanders.
Yes.
Go to starts today.
Gibson. Hey, he I like that kid, man. He got a lot of potential. They can run that offense through him. You know, he is young, but they're starting to build that trust in him as the number one.
I'm gonna go Foreman. I'm gonna go Foreman today. You know, Foreman's he's not only trying to get that he got the number one spot, but he's trying to solidify it. He's trying to make the Panthers. They're not gonna forget McCaffrey ever, but you know, it's a great start that he's having here. Favorable matchup. I think Foreman will continue to carry the load on that side of football for the Panthers.
Yeah, I agree. Foreman with Chuba Hubbard out, Foreman's gonna own the backfield. So he's going to have the most time on the playing field. So, yeah, Chuba Hubbard is out. So Foreman, like Ben told y'all early in the season to pick him up. And you best believe I picked him up. And I've been cashing out on Dante.
Since the trade of McCaffrey, he's had 41 carries, 236 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's absolutely killing it. I picked him up when Uncle Leroy, the fantasy football running back guru, told me about him. I got lucky and snagged him. And that last week, I didn't start him last week. I really should have. He went crazy with 31 points, and I'm just like, actually, I might have started him. I don't remember. But if I did not start him, I started him this week because I'm excited about this player. I think he's awesome. I think Chuba Hubbard's injury just put the nail in the coffin for him and said, hey, we got a starter already. Heal that ankle up.
Facts.
Definitely. And a couple of these sleepers, man, have been sleeping. So it's gonna be tough to pick one. So you have AJ Dillon, Green Bay. You have Deion Jackson. I believe he's making his first start for the Colts today as they play against New England. You have Khalil Herbert, Kenyon Drake. And those are your sleepers. My sleepers.
So can I speak on this real fast?
Yes, you can. Go ahead. Spit it out.
AJ Dillon sharing the backfield with Jones. Offense looks in disarray, so I get that one. Deion Jackson, the unknown, but in weeks to come, it may be a little bit better as Jonathan Taylor just can't stay healthy this year. Khalil Herbert, that's a running back by committee there. So he's going to be limited. He's sharing time and whatnot. And Kenyon Drake, he don't get many opportunities because we know who the RB1 is on that team.
I'm gonna go AJ
Lamar Jackson. Sorry, I couldn't unmute my thing fast enough. Yes, we know who's an RB1. Lamar Jackson. Do I win for 100? Can I bid that for 100, Bob?
See, it's kind of this is a tough one to pick, honestly, because AJ Dillon's not the answer. It'll never be the answer. Last year was his big year. It ain't this year. Deion Jackson, it's tough to pick this guy or not to pick this guy because the very first chance that these running backs this year have had to play, they've all had blowout crazy games. They'll go out and get 25-plus points on your fantasy team. As soon as they get that chance to start, just like Tony Pollard, which had the first true start last week, or I think it was last week, and had 39 points on a fantasy team from everything he did. Khalil Herbert's been showing that he's a lot better than David Montgomery in recent weeks, so it's hard not to pick him either. But honestly, as much as it pains me to do so because of how much I hate the Ravens, I'm going Kenyon Drake because he's going to – I believe he's the sole starter right now with all the injuries that they got. It's him. I think he's going to go out, and I think he's going to have a lot of runs. They're going to try to – they're a running team. So it's either going to be Lamar going up the sideline, fake, give it to Kenyon Drake and go to the other side because they know they can't throw the ball past 5 yards. So I'm going Kenyon Drake just because – Baltimore's such a run-heavy offense. So that's who I'm going with, and it's hard not to go Deion Jackson just because of how these young backs getting their opportunities this year have been going.
I'm going AJ Dillon. I'm going AJ. I like everybody. You have mentioned that he may not be the dude, but you got to remember that he's also playing behind a guy that they just signed for money, so they're gonna have to test that money. And that's what Green Bay is doing this year, is testing that money. But that doesn't mean that he's not going to get opportunities in certain games. This is a fire type of game for him today. He could get the majority of the touches today. They could relax and rest Aaron Jones for next week. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be playing a great defense next week. So, you know what I'm saying?
You guys know. You're pressing me hard this week. I've had to talk good about the Ravens. Now I have to talk good about the Cowboys. A.J. Dillon's not Tony Pollard. That's the difference.
No.
A.J. Dillon.
But why though? Because Aaron Jones is able to stay on the football field. And it's hard. And as much as they're running back by committee, when Aaron's on the field and he's your guy that just got paid, you have to test that to the limit because you have to see what you're going to get your investment in before years 2, 3 go down and you're not using them as much. And then AJ is going to hit that spot or going to get traded to another team where he's going to see touches. It's kind of hard.
I agree with what you're saying, but the thing is that I'm just saying, my point is A.J. Dillon's not Tony Pollard. A.J. Dillon can get out on the field and do stuff, but the way his year has gone this year, he's just not anything like he was last year. I don't think he's a start, and he's not this year at least. He is not a person that you need to start on your team because they've been playing Aaron Jones. Yes, it is by committee, but they've been playing Aaron Jones probably 75% of the snaps, to where last year it was 50-50. Just like in Dallas, it's turned into a 70-30, 60-40 share between the two of them because Tony Pollard's just putting up better numbers than Zeke. So he's no Tony Pollard, and I don't think right now he's a starting back on any NFL team, but you're right. He's got to get the touches to try and prove himself. So today might be it, but I haven't seen it this year from him. He just does not have – he hasn't shown it yet.
Then we got yours. RB's to sit. Michael Carter, the Jets. We got Clyde Edwards-Helaire from Kansas City. He's like a sit every week. Plays with Kansas City. Brian Robinson Jr. Ain't many men today. And Darrell Henderson Jr. Your bust alert of the week is Devin Singletary of the Buffalo Bills.
Is Darrell Henderson on this list because Cam Akers is playing, or is Cam Akers not playing today?
Cam Akers, from what I heard, is going to play. And that's
He talked to the head coach, and they
here.
kind of mended some things.
They mended some things, so they're going to see exactly what they can do with him. I'm hearing he's supposed to, get some good touches today. They're going to use him in the game plan today. So we'll see what happens, man. Cam Akers, potentially, I heard there was like some fluttery rumors going around, and Cam, they're saying Cam wanted to be traded. Cam, from what I heard, never wanted to be traded.
See, I just think that's unfair to Darrell Henderson to even put his name on a must-sit report if Cam Akers is coming back to play. I think that's wrong. But if Cam Akers is playing and he's getting most of the starts, then this is an easy no-brainer. Yeah, sit Darrell Henderson. He ain't going to get the snaps. Other than that, like Tu said, it's Clyde Edwards-Hilaire's on this list every week. When are we just going to give up on this guy and put him on a permanent bust list because he ain't done nothing this year?
Shout out to Ben. Cordell Patterson or Antonio Gibson. I'll go Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson.
Shout out to you for tuning in, man. Subscribing on YouTube. Got quick. Truthfully, any Rams or RB is going to be dirt this year because their O-line is trash. I agree with that point as well. Rams just got to get together offensively, but if there's a back that can go in there, actually, Ronnie Rivers, who they just activated, is a new face. So, I'm always happy to see a new face to see what new things they can provide. Even with the bad offensive line, if you're a good running back, it's going to show. So, he'll probably get some tick as well for the Rams. Now to the wide receivers. Wide receivers to start. We talked about a few of these guys earlier. DJ Moore. We got Terry McLaurin, Juju Smith-Schuster, Tyler Boyd, Jacoby Myers. Ends up the list of the who to start this week. Anybody want to take anybody agree with this list, or are there some guys that you will start from this list?
I would start literally every single one of these guys except for Terry McLaurin.
You don't like Terry as a starter?
No,
with Heineke.
No, I'm just not. I don't feel him. I know he's got chemistry with Heineke, but he's had one game this year, and that was it. It was last week. If that's his heat up game, cool. Prove me wrong. But DJ Moore's is coming out to make a statement after embarrassing his team. Juju Smith-Schuster's been proven the last 2 weeks that the Steelers should have never got rid of him. He's really good. He's catching everything that comes his way. Tyler Boyd is absolutely just blown up since Jamar's went down. Mm-hmm. I wish it was T. Higgins, but it's not. Tyler Boyd is Joe Burrow's number one guy now. And to be honest, he's the most reliable. He never drops a pass. And Jacoby Myers, that's Mac Jones, and Bailey Zappi, too, if you want to include him. That's their favorite target, and he catches everything, too. And with Devontae Parker out, as much as I love him and I want him to play, Jacoby Myers is number one receiver on the team. So, yeah, you got to start all these guys, except for Terry.
I'm figuring the Patriots today, man. Yeah, when you're playing good defenses, the Colts defense is not bad, So I feel like Jacoby Myers will be held in check today. Go to those tight ends. I like Terry. I like Terry in this situation today. I like Terry in this game today against Minnesota. I like the spread on him. DJ Moore, for what he did last week, he may not get the same this week. Let's see if PJ Walker can, up the offensive ante. But we said DJ would be a good starter out of the 3 people we had earlier. But overall, with that offense, let's see what it does. Before we make AJ, DJ, sorry. But nah, McLaurin, I'm taking him. I'm taking that guy today. You know what I'm saying? I just think
Coach Lee, you notice this rhythm?
I just think
you notice this rhythm? Everything I say to goes opposite.
No. Jacoby Myers as well. No, because the Patriots, they would be a better team. They don't have to be the scheming team like that. Oh, Jacoby's the guy, so we're going to give him the rock. No, they have plenty of other guys that they can use. Washington doesn't really have those many guys like that. So you're going to see Terry or Samuel. You know what I'm saying? The Patriots have different guys that they can use. So 1 week it may be Jacoby and it may be weapons, but next week it be somebody else. You see them intake on the tight ends a few weeks ago, which is in certain games you have to use certain pieces. I think Indy today on the corners, they're gonna be physical. They're gonna have to run the football and get those tight ends some catches, man. One of those tight ends could be surprised today. John O. Smith or Hunter Henry. You know what I'm saying? Like you love Jacoby, but you know what I'm saying? These type of games right here today is gonna tell you other players.
I need to say this about the Patriots, though. Can we just talk about, like you said, we got all these weapons and everything, but can we talk about just how mid this team is? The Patriots might be the most mid team in the entire NFL right now. They're sitting at 4-4. Come on, that's mid. And they got good players on the team, but they can't make anything happen. And it's not Mac's fault; it's the play calling. I said this last week. We need to get rid of Matt Patricia as offensive coordinator. He's a defensive guy. And Joe Judge don't need to be coaching no dang quarterbacks because he's a special teams guy. He's never coached a quarterback in his life. So this ain't the Patriots show like it is the Dallas show every other week. So I'm gonna quit on that and go to the next subject.
Yeah, man. Because we chilling this week.
I like Terry. Well, I like all of them, but I definitely like Terry. You know, like as Stu mentioned, as far as the chemistry that they have. Since Heineke has been a quarterback there in the last 2 weeks, he's had 16 targets for 11 catches and 186 yards. And he's putting up about 17.5 points per game in those 2 starts, going up against the 21st ranked defense against wide receivers. So Heineke and he having that chemistry, Robinson as a threat, I kind of like the opportunities, and I'm low key liking Washington chances today against the Vikings.
Definitely, we got the sleepers over here. We got Josh Palmer of the Chargers. We have Rondell Moore of the Arizona Cardinals.
God, he was in Arizona.
Garrett Wilson, and we have Darnell Mooney and also Devin Duvernay from the Ravens.
Yes to all of them.
Yes to all of them. And I'm saying the only one that's kind of scary is Josh Palmer because I think he's got too much pressure on his shoulders. Keenan Allen's out, and so is Mike Williams. They don't have anyone else as receiver-wise besides Josh Palmer. They got Gerald Everett, right? That's the tight end's name. You got him. I understand that takes a little pressure off, but Josh Palmer is 23 years old. He's very young and inexperienced in this kind of limelight. I'm pretty sure he's wide receiver number 1 today. I think it's too much pressure, and he doesn't do as good as everyone think he's going to do.
It's a great assessment.
But, yeah, I forgot Rondell Moore played for the Cardinals. I heard his name on the free agent wire, and I'm like, who's he even play for? Oh, Arizona? Oh, nice.
Yeah, I forgot he was even out there.
I'm going to take Devin Duvernay. You know what I'm saying? There's reports already. Lattimore's not playing for the Saints. A couple other defenders not playing for the Saints. Come on, I'm going to take Devin Duvernay as my top sleeper on this list.
Hey, you better hope they're running 5-yard curl routes, right? They ain't going to get nothing to him.
I just need him to, if you're going to base the offense like that, he just needs to get in the end zone. He can have 2 possessions. If he has 2 touchdowns, that's good. That's good enough. You know what I'm saying?
And he's a return man, too, so you get the aspect of the possibility of points that way as well.
Exactly. Always. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember that as well. Wide receivers to sit. Brandon Cooks did not play the other night. We know the situation over there in Houston, so he's definitely a receiver to sit. Drake London is a receiver to sit. Darius Toney, who makes his debut today with the Chiefs. Allen Robinson. And the bust alert of the week is coach receiver Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman, bust. Bust. Absolutely bust. But today could be one of them games for him. So as much as I want to say his season has been bust potential, every bust has one game. Every guy has that Sammy Watkins game. And I'm going to say against this Patriot defense today, I know Sam Ellinger and I know Belichick eats defenses alive, but I'm going to give Sam Ellinger a little bit more, not an advantage, but a little bit leeway in today's game, figuring that the Patriots, these ain't the Patriots of old. But Pittman, I think he'll see some teeth today. that busts the name for me under him, man. I like Michael. So I ain't gonna do that. Jake from State Farm had going in. So, Coach, anybody you like off this list right here?
Pittman, he's due for a breakout game, but I don't know, if he has opportunity with the limited quarterback play that they're having there. Adam Robinson, he doesn't fit in LA. I don't know if it's him in the scheme or just cause you know how I feel about Matt Stafford. So I don't know which one it is.
I'm about to say the same thing. I feel the exact same way about Stafford. This is not Allen Robinson's fault. This experiment was a fail because the Rams failed Allen Robinson. It is absolutely disrespectful for him to be on this list because anywhere else he'd be flourishing. Because I said it last week. I said it the week before that. I've been saying it since I've been on this podcast. Matthew Trashford only looks at Cooper Kupp. If your name ain't Cooper Kupp, you're not getting the ball. So Allen Robinson is getting a disservice, and he's wasting a year of his career in LA where he could be somewhere else making a lot more money and making a lot more plays for a team that deserves him. So that's my take on that.
Absolutely. Your take on that, man, it brings it into the wide receivers. And, hey, my favorite position, the tight end position. Tight ends to start. Gerald Everett of the Chargers. Big uproar for him, man, especially with those banged up receivers. You got Evan Ingram from the Jacksonville Jaguars. You got Robert Tonyan, tight end for the Packers. In your sleepers, Tyler Conklin. You have Mike Gesicki from the Dolphins. Noah Fant of the Seahawks. So, those two lists right there. Anyone that you got playing today? And if you don't have any of these guys, who would you play?
I have Evan Ingram. I picked him up off the free agent list this week. I'm looking for big things from him. I also picked up Robert Tonyan because I have no other receivers with Keenan Allen out, so I had to pick a flex position. And I also picked up Tyler Conklin. Like, there are three guys on this list that I absolutely said these guys are going to rock it this week. And I think all six guys need to be on starting lineups. These guys are all hot right now. They're really good. This is definitely the most spot-on tight end list I've seen this year.
Definitely. My only question mark, and it's always for me a question mark, it'll probably be the last two on start, Ingram and Tonyan. It depends on the way the game flow goes, for them two. Ingram's probably going to do a lot better than Tonyan, but depending on how Aaron Rodgers feels today, going along that red zone, Tonyan will get some touches. And same as well for Ingram. But like you said, man, the rest of this list, these tight ends have QBs that are dependent on them, when times get rough, and they should get thrown to. And
as long as Gesicki stays away from the gritty, he'll be good.
Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Tight ends to sit. Cade Otten. Oh, Coach, man, who you like out of this? Sorry about that.
Are you good, man? I like them, but you asked if we did. I don't have any of them on my teams, but you had also asked the question, if we didn't have them, who will we start? I got to go with the sleeper up there in Baltimore, Isaiah Likely. Had a good game last week. Mark Andrews is still hurting with that shoulder injury. He's listed as doubtful. So more than likely will get to start. And I like to, and Lamar, he won't throw to the receivers, but he'll throw to the tight ends.
Yeah, tight ends love.
So if y'all don't have him, go pick him up. You can thank me later.
Yes, sir. Go pick him up. He's still streaming in a lot of waiver wires right now. I seen him on one this morning, man. Might make me think a little bit. You got tight ends to sit, Cade Otten, Taysom Hill, Hayden Hurst from the Bengals, Bust Alert, newly acquired TJ Hawkinson from the Minnesota Vikings.
So, go ahead.
Nope, go ahead.
Cade Otton's on this list every week. Has anyone noticed that? I don't get it. I don't know what this kid did to piss people off, but he's been on that list all the time. Taysom Hill, that's a little crazy. Hayden Hurst should never be on a sit list, and that's not because I'm Bengals fanboy over him. It's the fact that with Jamar Chase out, everyone's going to get something. So You got to play Hayden Hurst. And TJ Hawkinson, at first I was surprised about it, and then I wasn't. He's in a new team. He's learning a new system. He's getting the playbook down. I wouldn't necessarily put him on a bust alert, but he ain't going to be, Mr. Flashy like he was in Detroit. He needs a minute. So being on the bust alert, it's a little painful if he saw this, I'm sure, but I wouldn't start him this week. No way.
I would start him. I mean, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have an injury designation. He played for a division rival. I think that's probably one of the easiest things to turn around. And, as soon as they signed him, they had him practicing. So they're really in tune to have a tight end that's not only, showing his performance on the field, but a guy that they don't really got to train. Shout out to Irv Smith, but you still have to train him. He had plenty of time to, get that spot, but he's hurt right now. And then you have the other tight end in Munnin, who, if you are trying to get to where the Vikings are trying to get to, you really want to keep your cards straight and go, if you can go get a piece, get one. So I think TJ should not be on the bus list. I think he makes somewhat of he could make an immediate impact today for this Vikings football team. So yeah, it was crazy seeing him on the list. He shouldn't have been on any list this week. Questionable list. Bust. Stop the cap. Real Ravens fans know and have been praying for Roman to change the offense and give likely reps. That was in regards to Jamie's Jamie posted quick Ravens fan Jamie said don't take it too crazy. Ravens fans likely was on the team to show up in a big way. Yeah, quick, you the only one I knew likely. A lot of us didn't know him. Now we're getting to know him because he's not only playing, but he's making his time well spent. So shout out to Isaiah Likely, man. Shout out to our sit-em stardom list for this fabulous Sunday. Interesting list. Got a lot of interesting takes, a lot of funny things to talk about.
We do.
Definitely. Appreciate everybody, man.
Definitely. So we're going to take our last break for the day. We're going to come back and do an actual game picks, close it out, give you some time to go set your rosters if you haven't. So y'all hold on to your butts. We'll be back in about 15, 20, as they say around here. Hold on.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's cornerback Delvin Breaux here from your favorite team, New Orleans Saints. I just want to go ahead on and give a shout out to STWF Media for allowing me to come on and talk about my testimony, my story, and also talk fantasy football. I just want to say thank you, man, for the honor. I appreciate you, man. Y'all make sure y'all tune in tonight at 7:30 Central Time. Bro Show out.
What's going on? We back at it, man. Hey, giving y'all injury reports, giving y'all touching who to start, who to sit. And I mean, if you still got comments or questions about who to start or who to sit, got about 34 minutes, man, because that's when the games do start. So everybody get your plug-in, get your FanDuel, DraftKings, fantasy football teams. The hell, make sure you have all your players on there that are playing. Don't go there and don't have no player that ain't playing in your lineup, man. And if you do, you better do it right now. But hey, game picks.
A matter of fact, real quick, you mentioned make sure you got your starting lineup set. I have Coach Lee's question of the day. So
fire away.
I am very keen on sibling rivalries. I am playing my brother this week. I have got to win. And I have 4 players on bye sitting on the bench. I got Chase Evans, George Kittle, Nick Chubb, and Najee Harris all on byes. And I got Patrick Mahomes playing, Ramondre Stevenson, Dante Foreman, A.J. Brown already got 16 points, DeAndre Hopkins, Juwan Johnson, Adam Thielen, the Bills defense, and Harrison Butker. I got 2 guys on the bench, and it's kind of hard, and I just want to know if you want to stick with this lineup or if you would swap someone out. On the bench, I got David Montgomery at running back, and I got Tyler Lockett at receiver. And starting at running back and wide receiver is Stevenson, Foreman, and then at wide receiver and flex, I have A.J. Brown, who's locked. He can't move. And then I got DeAndre Hopkins and Adam Thielen. Do you like the current starting lineup, or do you think that you'd throw maybe David in at flex, Tyler Lockett at flex, or would you take – because I think DeAndre needs to play, but would you put David Montgomery in at the running back position for one of these guys or in the flex for Thielen? Or would you play Lockett in the flex over Thielen, or do you think Thielen's going to have a good enough game against Washington to keep him in?
I think we're seeing the demise of Thielen. He was the main target at one point in time. Obviously, Jefferson is the wide receiver one up there now. Montgomery, while the Bears lead the league in rushing, from a points perspective, I don't really see the productivity coming from him. I'm a little intrigued to swap out Lockett for Thielen. Only because I'm sorry, go ahead.
If you look at it if you go by fantasy points, Thielen has been one of the more consistent mid wide receivers playing. He's had 4 games over 10 points, which again isn't that big. And then he's also had an 18, a 15, and a 15-point game while getting a touchdown in each of those games. He still gets at least 4 targets a game, and he's getting points. But the thing is that Tyler Lockett does, I believe, get more time on the field. He's got 3 touchdowns just like Thielen does. And he also has had a 19, a 16, a 13, a 27, 11, and a 15-point game. So Tyler Lockett.
That's what I like about him.
Yeah. So you think a good chance of me beating my brother is taking Thielen out and putting in Lockett?
My gut tells me that. If it was me, that's who I would roll with, just because of the big play potential of Lockett.
All right. Well, since my question of the week always goes to you, and you are currently 3-0 and guessing the busts are the heavy hitters on my team so far, I gotta go with what Coach Lee says, because he's been 3-0 this year on making sure players go hard. So Tyler Lockett has been swapped in for Adam Thielen, and David Montgomery and Thielen are sitting on the bench.
Indeed.
I had no idea it was
Coach Lee, thank you. Thank you for your insight always on my questions of the week. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Definitely. So week 9 picks, man. Week 9 picks, and hey, man, I traced my picks early. You know what I'm saying? So I could post it. I was supposed to do it last week, and I didn't get to it. So I'm gonna do it right after the show ends. So we have Philadelphia beat Houston on Thursday night, proving their undefeated record. Shout out to the Eagles, continue to do good things. Even though, at times in that game, it looked like Houston looked shocked. So, shout out to them. But 1 o'clock slate of games today starts today. The Chargers visiting Atlanta. Chargers dealing with a bunch of injuries on their side. Atlanta, who is first in the NFC South, this wants to continue momentum, man. Who you guys got winning this game today?
Man, I'm saying the Chargers, but Atlanta playing at home, they're just a team that doesn't really have an identity. It's just like whatever the flavor of the day is with them.
I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? It's not a sexy pick. It's not a sexy game either, because the Chargers aren't that looking good either. So I'm gonna take the Chargers today, but it definitely could be the other way around. But I'm gonna take the Chargers today. They should be able to win the game. I don't know what else they can do better, but better QB play. But the QB needs to be better today to win the game.
Fair enough.
I have to take the Chargers, even with that extremely beat up offense. They're in the trash conference that Atlanta is. So the only reason they're conference leaders right now is because their division sucks. So yeah, I got the Chargers.
Got Miami going to Chicago. Who you guys taking today?
Miami for me.
I'm going Miami.
I'm gonna go Miami. Carolina, Cincinnati. Seen Cincinnati get trounced on Monday night. Carolina should have won that game last week, as we iterated earlier, but did not. So now they have to regroup this week for offense that could potentially come loaded today. Who you guys got?
For me, in my pick'em league, I'm about 6 points behind the leader, so I got to take a chance. And I think this is one of my chance games. The Bengals are predicted to have a 94% chance of winning this game, but they've got a lot of injuries on both sides of the ball. So I'm going to have to slide in there and take a gamble on Carolina today.
I can't ever go against this hometown team. I hate it. I'm not even a Bengals fan, but I always find myself picking them. I'm going who day.
This is an atrocious game last week. I'm going to take the Bengals today to redeem themselves.
You know, I will say this too. I've also noticed, because I go back and watch the shows when we're done, every time Taquan takes the Bengals, they win. Every time he doesn't take the Bengals, they lose. So let's hope that streak continues.
Bengals going win today. It should definitely be a game. We got Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers going into Detroit, Michigan to play the Lions. As I mentioned earlier, I mean, Aaron is spectacular against this Lions football team. Does that keep you guys in the Packers wagon, or is there a change of hope today? Who you guys got?
Go Pack, go.
And I am making my first surprise of the day. I'm picking Detroit.
Picking Detroit over the Packers. I can't do this. I want Aaron Rodgers to feel somewhat happy before next week. I'm going to go Packers.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go Packers over the Lions. I can't have an angry Aaron Rodgers. I got to have a nice Aaron Rodgers coming off the rip. When you get an angry Aaron Rodgers, you know, we don't know what an angry Aaron Rodgers can do, though he's been on the decline lately. I'm going to take Green Bay over the Lions today. And then we have Indianapolis going into Gillette, Foxborough, Massachusetts, but it's not Boston they're coming into. Just to let everybody know that as they play the Patriots, the mid-team, the number one mid-team in the NFL. Who do you got?
I respect that.
Who do you got?
Is it even a question? Absolutely, New England Patriots. No Jonathan Taylor. They're down a wide receiver.
Yeah,
the defense. Yeah, the defense is all right, but I think they're down a linebacker. This is a statement. This is another statement game for Mac. Mac's got to show that this is his team. So, yeah, Patriots.
This might be the first time in 9 weeks that I'm uncomfortable making a pick in the Patriots game. It's kind of making me mind boggle a bit, because the Patriots, this should be a winnable game. Belichick against not rookie QBs, but QBs that are just trying to get into the NFL, and then you got a banged up running back on the other side that's not playing today. It's very favorable and pickable to pick the Patriots to win today. But you know what? I'm gonna go Patriots today.
That might be the first time I've ever heard that.
I can't. I mean, everything favors the Patriots. If the Patriots lose to the Colts with Elijah starting and Deion Jackson starting, if they lose to the Colts, then whatever hopes that Patriots fans have, I think they still have some of making the playoffs. That would not happen. So we have on the slate here, we have Buffalo going into the Meadowlands to play the New York Jets. Horrible display by them last week against the Patriots. The Bills just continue to roar and keep running as they stomped on the Packers last week. Do they stomp on the Bills today? I mean, the Bills stomp on the Jets today. So.
You know, I'm getting real sick of not being able to do this. This has been 2 weeks in a row now that I ain't been able to do this. And you know how bad I want to do Jets, Jets, but I can't. Yeah, this is Buffalo's game. I would to watch them drop 50 on them.
Yeah. I agree as well.
This might be too easy as decision.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Buffalo. I go Buffalo. Buffalo landslide, definitely. We have Kirk Cousins returning back to Washington as the Vikings play the Commanders. What you guys got?
First time being able to do this because I finally learned what it was. I'm going Skull. Definitely.
I agree with
Vikings.
Jake, not from the State Farm, going to Vikings as well. Even though I won't be surprised if Washington wins, but I gotta pick the Vikings.
Real talk. Kirk, I rock with you the long way. I'm gonna go Washington today in the upset.
Oh,
dang!
I'm gonna go Washington in the upset. It's been an interesting week for Washington. They just traded away a defender. Daniel Snyder is looking to sell the team. Hiring banks to do it. So for an interesting week off the field, on the field. I mean, off the field, on the field. I think the Commanders will pull an upset today and beat Minnesota. Jacksonville against Las Vegas. Do we have to sum up both teams? We all know how both teams are doing today, but one team's got to win today unless they tie. And that won't be good on any of these organizations. Who you guys take?
And this was the booty cheat game. I got Vegas, I guess.
I will probably say I gotta go with Jacksonville. I don't believe in Derek Carr. Waller's out. Carr is injured. McDaniel sucks. So I gotta go with Jacksonville on this one.
Yep, I'm gonna go Jacksonville too. I'm gonna go Jacksonville too. Definitely a favorable matchup for them today. Las Vegas is railing. No Darren Waller again today. Yeah, it's either it's gonna be a free fall today. There'll be some points racked up in this game today, depending on if Derek Carr stays in the game today. I don't know. And we have him, man. We have Seattle. Gino Mania going into Arizona playing the Cardinals. I'm going to take Cardinals. It's my pick. I like the Seahawks to win the days of the season, but as I said earlier, I feel like Arizona's at a state right now where they're getting some players back, you know what I'm saying, and they can be able to stretch some wins out.
I got Arizona as well. I think they're getting the team chemistry back. Hopkins is back in the fold. Connor is coming back today, as we mentioned earlier. And they're playing at home. I like all three of those, so I go with Arizona.
Man, this was probably the toughest game to pick this week, to be honest with you. I'm gonna, even though I said some bad things about him during the sit-ems or stardoms, I'm gonna rock with Geno Mania now. It was tough, but now that Lockett's starting, it makes it a no-brainer for me. I want them to go crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna take Seattle.
Seattle. RIP game. Rams and Buccaneers. LA travels to Tampa. It's Stafford versus Brady. This may not be the exact rematch of last year's divisional game, but you got these two teams here playing, man. So who y'all taking today?
Oh, this is the other booty cheat game. I guess I gotta go Rams because I don't want to see Tom Brady do good if he ain't a Patriot. So I got the Rams, even though I hate Trashford. Hey, you see what I'm talking about? This game sucks. I ain't gonna watch it.
I won't be surprised if the game ends in a tie.
You gonna watch it. You gonna watch it. I'm gonna go Buccaneers. I just look at it here like Tampa Bay's defense is still doing their thing, though their offense isn't. And I just feel like the Rams, even though their defense is balling, their offense is not better than Tampa Bay's. Their offense is not better than Tampa Bay's.
I think early. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, that's all I'm saying. Tampa Bay should score more points in this game. I picked the Rams on my slip, but late minute decision. I'm gonna take the Buccaneers.
Fair enough. Coach Lee, what'd you say about Akers earlier? Did you say he was playing?
He's playing.
Okay. Yeah, he's not sitting, Jamie. He's going to be playing. Yeah, no, I'm hoping that they don't televise that game. I'd rather watch Seattle and Arizona, to be honest.
I agree with you on that one. I'm taking the Buccaneers as well. Obviously playing at home. Tom got to redeem himself. Finally got, he finally got the whole divorce announcement out of the way, so he can focus on ball now. And he might be even more aggravated.
Right, definitely. He sounded kind of mellow this week in his press conferences and sit downs and talks. It seemed like it was the way he just projected himself was like he's gotten through at least something. You know what I'm saying? Instead of have to go through ramblings and probably, hopefully, focuses more on his football team so they can rack up some wins.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Patrick Mahomes Bowl tonight. Patrick Mahomes versus Patrick Mahomes. Now, no, sir. You got Tennessee going into Kansas City tonight. I am taking Kansas City landslide.
I'm riding that bus with you, too.
I'm taking the greatest quarterback of this generation, as I do every week. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are going to steamroll him.
I thought Tom Brady was the best quarterback of this generation.
I said of this era. Did I say generation?
Yep.
Yeah.
If I said generation, my apologies. I take it back. This era.
That was Joe Burrow.
I never said that either. That was Jamie. That was my wife. She got on here and said that shit, not me.
Jamie was
Screw it. No, forget it. It's Mac Jones. There, you happy?
Always, man. Definitely, man. And that concludes our Fantasy Inside Football, show.
Got one more game.
Oh yeah,
Monday night
game. Right? We got tomorrow night's game. Though we do a show tomorrow night, but we need to get our predictions today. Baltimore going into New Orleans to play the Saints. I'm taking Lamar.
Baltimore.
No questions asked.
Same here.
I never take that running back.
I do apologize for that, but the reason why I'm taking Lamar is because every time Lamar's on, I gotta take Lamar against everybody but the Cowboys, man. That's being real. You know what I'm saying? Lamar's my guy. But shout out today. You guys have any? You guys want to shout out any? Now is your time to preach. Forever hold your peace.
Yeah, I just want to make sure
I start out with
that I'm not picking Baltimore. Go ahead, Coach Lee.
Hey, shout out, man. Had a lot of fun today. Shout out to everybody that came out last night for the poetry and jazz, I guess, chillers. Had a lot of fun last night. Shout out to the fam. Let me wake up and do this morning. Shout out to daylight savings time, man. If you went and kicked it last night, you got an extra hour of last call. And shout out to Jerry, man. Go get OBJ. Go get it Dominican Sue, and it's gonna ride his way.
Dominican Sue still a free agent?
Still a free agent.
That is crazy.
Dang.
Hankins
shout out to you guys as always. Shout out to you guys as always. I really appreciate you welcoming me into this group. I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. Shout out to Will. Can't wait to talk to you tomorrow. Shout out to everybody commenting, everybody in my friend group that likes, subscribe, and everything. You guys are great. And shout out to the commissioners and the game matchings, because they put the Cowboys. Who else was that? The Cowboys and the Steelers on bye weeks at the same week. We get a Cowboy free week, a Steeler free week. It would have been great. They would have put the Ravens on there too. But yeah, shout out to them. I'm sorry, Taquan.
It's all good. It's all good, man. Shout out to all you non-Cowboys fans that will be enjoying your games today. I won't be enjoying your games. I'll be enjoying me some Snoop Dogg. But other than that, man, shout out to everybody that commented, everybody that shared, everybody that overall just supports the brand, and the brand supports you. And I just want to give my condolences to the Murray family. Jason Murray, guy here in Massachusetts, family. This bull crap of shooting in Boston needs to stop, man. Another man passed away, man. So my condolences go out to the Murray family, man. It's terrible, man. It needs to stop. Put the guns down, man. Violence needs to stop. It sucks. But other than that, man, football Sunday, hopefully, like I said, the NFC can all lose today. I don't know how that's going to happen. I mean, you got a few NFL teams playing each other. And, yeah, that's all I got.
Who want to answer this last question for the run?
For the run, New York, PP Woods, Pachacho, Elijah Moore. I'm going to go tonight. I'm going to go, damn, this is a bad list.
Go. Take the middle because Woods ain't done nothing this year, and they don't pass to him. Elijah Moore has no chemistry with the quarterbacks, so go middle. That's mine. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Hope that answered your questions, my man. To the run. Appreciate you hanging out with us. With that being said, hope your team wins today. Unless Eagles already played, so it don't matter. But thanks for hanging out with us, man. Y'all enjoy your Sundays. Go find you something to do. Make sure you're here tomorrow night, 7:30 for the play call sheet. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one. Peace.